All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now call this meeting to order. We have a beautiful full house today, so thank you all for your participation and attendance here. We will call this meeting to order to begin with the roll call with District 1.
DeAndre Knoxon, District 1.
Keith Love, District 2.
Thelma Bowie, Commissioner at Large.
Dedrick Johnson, Mayor.
Abel Garza, Commissioner at Large.
Chris Sharp, District 3.
Jamie Clark, District 4.
All right, thank you very much. The quorum has been established with all members of the commission present. Today, we are happy to have with us for the invocation Pastor Terry Ray of Cross Point Community Church. After Pastor Ray leads us in the invocation, we will have Commissioner Garza lead us in the pledges. Thank you all very much.
Coach Ray.
May we stand? Father, we come to you and we thank you for just another day of life, how beautiful it is. It's such a gift. Father, that we may use our gifts wisely. We thank you for all that are gathered here. We thank you for the leadership. And Father, we pray that you'll just continue to guide and direct Texas City as we grow. And Father, with growing, there's always growing pain. So we just pray that you'll give us all wisdom. Pray that you'll be with everything that it takes place here. It'll be in your will. We know that it's through the Holy Spirit that we ask these things, and we pray this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. Amen.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas pledge.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Ray. If there's Pastor Terry Ray, thank you for the invocation. If there's anything you'd like to share with the citizens and about the things going on at Cross Point Church, you can do so at this time.
We just started a Hispanic truck there. Cross Point Community Church is at the old St. Mary's. We've been there almost 13 years. The unique thing about our church is it's all volunteer church. I'm the founding pastor. I have two other pastors. But everything that comes into the church goes back into our community. So we have been blessed. We've been able to make it through a lot of tough times the last couple of years. But we thank Texas City for the support. We thank you for how you're such a blessing to us. I grew up in Lamarck. I was the last one of the Tigers. So that's a long time ago, Mayor. And so with that, this is home for us. My daughter, she is the principal at Dickinson High School. She was here for a while, and she's the principal over there. So we have a lot of ties here, and we're grateful for all that the city does. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Ray. All right, at this point, we're up to proclamations and presentations. We do have just a few. I want to begin by proclaiming this month of May as Motorcycle Awareness Month, and we do have a special proclamation to present. Whereas motorcycles are a common and economical means of transportation and recreation for thousands of residents across Texas and the nation, and whereas motorcycle safety is an essential responsibility of all roadway users, and increasing awareness of motorcyclists help prevent accidents, injuries, and fatalities. And whereas motorcyclists have the same rights and privileges as any motor vehicle operator on the roadway and should always be treated with respect and caution. And whereas organizations such as the Texas Department of Transportation and local riding groups are working to educate the public on motorcycle safety and promote the message, share the road. And whereas during the month of May, communities across the country come together to raise awareness of motorcycle safety and to remind drivers to be extra vigilant, look twice, and actively reduce the risks on the road. Now, therefore, I, the mayor of the city of Texas City, and on behalf of this commission, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2025 as National Motorcycle Awareness Month. And we encourage all residents to recognize the importance of safe driving and riding practices and to support the efforts of all who work to make our roadways safer for everyone. And testimony whereof witness my hand and the seal of the city of Texas City on this 21st day of May 2025, signed by myself, Dedrick Johnson, and attested by our city secretary, Ms. Ramari Lee. At this time, I'm going to ask all motorcycle owners or riders to stand. If you're in the audience and you ride motorcycles, bikes, good. Then we have the representatives from the riding club to come on up and receive this proclamation. Y'all can come all the way on up to the front here. On behalf of the city of Texas City, we want to present you guys this proclamation, and we'll take a quick photo right quick. Let me get a couple of y'all on this side as well.
Y'all smile.
All right. Now, because my 10 speed is the most I've ever ridden, I'm going to allow you to have some words at the podium on behalf of your organization. You can go to the microphone and let us know who you are, a little bit about you. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Arthur Ruiz. I'm a BOI. I'm with the Warriors Bikers for Charity. We have 4 chapters, so we do a lot of charity work in Harris County, Galveston County, Brazoria County, and Gulf Coast. And I would like to thank the city of Texas City for proclaiming May as Motorcycle Awareness Month.
All right. Thank you very much. Share the road, ladies and gentlemen, share the road. We do have a few service awards to pass out this month for a few city employees who've reached significant milestones in their careers. First, we have Captain Chris Kellerman, Texas City Police Department. Come on up. Captain Kellerman has been with us for 10 years. Next, we have Barry Schultz, Public Works, also has been with us for 10 years. Mr. Stephen Hendershot, our EMS Director, has been with the Fire Department. – 15 years. James Hawkins, 15 years, Texas City Fire Department.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We got 20 years with Public Works. I want to see if I can get this right. Joel Dan Lisowski. All right, he's not here, but we want to thank him for 20 years. In our Water Distribution Department, we have Mr. Kenneth DeWitt, 30 years. I thank all of you for your years of service, and we really appreciate that. And at this time, we have a special presentation, a promotion of Engineer Andrew Marcellus to Captain, and a promotion of Firefighter Matthew Simons to Engineer. Chief Dennis Harris will take care of that for us. And Assistant Chief Matt White.
Thanks, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and distinguished guests. Thank you all for being here to support these promotions this evening. On behalf of the Texas City Fire Department, it's an honor to stand here before you as we recognize the commitment, hard work, and leadership of the individuals selected for promotion. These ceremonies are more than a tradition. They're a public reminder of the trust placed in these professionals and the responsibilities they're prepared to shoulder. And just to be clear, they did not promote themselves. There was a process that required lots of paperwork and lots of studying on their behalf. They managed to survive many grueling caffeine-fueled shifts, running calls, and trying to study tons of reply all emails, directive policies, group texts, and of course, the occasional mystery meal found in another shift station fridge. We thank you for your continued support, as well as the supporting family members and friends in attendance. And with that, I'll begin the promotional process. Come on up, guys.
Before we start that, could I remind everyone in the audience to please silence your cell phones, please? Thank you.
To all who shall see these proceedings, know ye that entrusting with special trust and confidence the fidelity and abilities of Matthew Simons and Andrew Marcellus, I do appoint firefighter Matthew Simons to engineer in the Texas City Fire Department, and I do appoint engineer Andrew Marcellus to captain in the Texas City Fire Department, to rank as such from the 21st day of May 2025. These appointees will therefore carefully and diligently discharge the duties of the classification to which appointed by doing and performing all manner of things thereunto pertaining. And I do strictly charge and require all personnel of lesser classification to render obedience to appropriate orders. And these appointees are to observe and follow such orders and direction as may given from time to time by superiors acting according to the rules and regulations governing the discipline of the Texas City Fire Department. Given under my hand the 21st day in the year 2025 of our Lord. Congratulations, gentlemen. The badge pinners, could you please come up? Mom will be right there. So it is a tradition. It is a tradition to have a family member, friend, or mentor pin your badge on you, and that is what is about to take place. Congratulations, gentlemen. This is one of my favorite days in the fire department, being able to promote you guys. So come on this way, and you will be able to greet the commissioners and the mayor.
Thank you, Chief Harris. Congratulations again to the members of the Texas City Fire Department and those who have assembled to share in this moment with them. We're going to proceed with the rest of the agenda. You may be excused at this time if you'd like, or you can certainly stay and enjoy this fantastic City Commission meeting. Thank you very much. It's always a good day when men and women of our police and fire can find opportunities to elevate themselves in their careers here internally. So we're very, very happy for them. At this point, we're going to move on in our agenda here. We are up to reports. At this time, we will have reports, our quarterly investment report from our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Cynthia Rushing.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. Every quarter, we come to you to present the investment status of our portfolio. We do have an investment policy, and this policy stresses the types of investment that we can make, primarily fixed incomes. And our objectives is to be the preservation and safety of principal, liquidity, and manage our yield. So we'll move on to, what does it look like? So this is our investment status as of March 31st, 2025. Our investments at the beginning of the year, January 1st, 2025, the book value was $112,898,000 with a market value of slightly less of $111,453,000. We had some purchases, some transfers in, and then we also had some sales. We actually had a change in our market value, about 1% of our principal of $984,000. We had interest earned during this quarter of $67,000, with a total in balance for this quarter of $132,577,000 at the market value. So as you know, I love graphs. So I put this together so that you can clearly see how we are progressing over time. And so the very first bar is for Q1 FY22, and we were sitting at 88 million. Since then, we have grown as of March 31st to 132 million. The change from Q1 2025 was due to transfer from our checking account to our money market account of $20 million. Looking at our checking account, we don't earn hardly any interest, and so money was sitting there. And as you know, when our revenue comes in for property tax, it comes in early in the calendar year. So to be able to maximize the value of our dollar, we transferred $20 million from the checking account to the money market account. And then, as we saw on the previous slide, there was a change in the market value of approximately $1 million. And so when you look at the difference of this $111 million and $132 million, that $21 million represents those two items that I just mentioned. The money market rate, interest rate that we get is 4.27%, and we're invested in T-bills. And our T-bill rate is 4.25%. And this concludes the investment report.
Thank you, Ms. Rushing. Commissioners, do either of you have any questions of Ms. Rushing about the investment report?
No, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. At this time, we will open up a public hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are opening up a courtesy public hearing to hear citizens' opinions, both in favor and/or in opposition to the issuance of certificates of obligation. But before we hear those opinions, Ms. Rushing, I think we will hear a presentation from Finance. And then we'll open up the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Preceding the public hearing, just want to remind everyone the purpose of the certificate of obligations and provide you information as to what we've done since we've last stood here and talked about the certificate of obligations. We're building for our future, and the staff has been extremely busy over the last 45 to 60 days. We've been focusing on what we've heard the residents and the property tax owners expressing, wanting to know more details about this capital project. the municipal complex, the how we're going to fund this. Will our property tax rate increase? So I just want to walk you through the journey. This is the timeline when we started with the capital projects. So on January 8th was when we introduced the capital projects concept to the commission. And then on March 19th, the commission approved the notice of intent to issue certificates of obligations. While we were giving the public the opportunity to be aware of the notice of intent for the issuance of certificate of obligations by publishing this in the Galveston Daily News, we didn't stop there. We wanted to be able to be as transparent as possible, so we conducted 2 information sessions. We held one on March 26th, and then we held another one on April 17th. And so today, on May 21st, we will have a public hearing, and this was a courtesy public hearing, opportunity to give residents, once again, an opportunity to express their support or opposition for the issuance of certificate of obligations. But on this day, and a great day it is, the commission will make a decision on the issuance of certificate of obligations. I just want to give a shout out to our communications team. They did a fantastic job of creating the transparency by having an online presence. There is actually a website that was created so that anyone can get this information 24/7. But this is our capital projects for $75 million is the ask. And what's in the $75 million is a new municipal complex. And in that new municipal complex, it will encompass over 10 departments. We will also have a new fire station, the expansion of the engineering and public works facility, as well as emergency operations center that is a Cat 5 rating. Currently, and you probably wonder, why am I emphasizing Cat 5 rating? Well, this is our emergency operations center, and today we're in a facility that we do not own, nor is it hurricane ready, survival ready. It actually isn't ready for a lot of rain because it actually floods in that building as well. So, and then also finally the public library roofing and HVAC replacement. You see the dollar amounts, but this totals up to $73.6 million. We are asking for capital funding through certificate of obligations not to exceed $75 million, and again, no property tax rate increase. So I just want to bring your attention to the property tax rate here in the city of Texas City. From 2017, 2018 fiscal year, the tax rate was 57.72. So we're just going to say 58 cents. And then in fiscal year 18-19, it was reduced to 55 cents. And as you can see, we're doing a stair step of reducing. And so we plateaued in FY 21-22 to 49 cents, and we stayed at 49 cents for 3 years. This last fiscal year, we took another dip downward, and so that's our intention. So again, we're really doing a great job, and I commend the commissioners and the administration. As you know, I've only been here 11 months, so this was work that was already planned and already done, and so I just want to applaud the commissioners and the administration for the great work that they've done. So this is, again, I like pictures, I like graphs. So this is a debt service, and this is a really amazing picture of showing the transition. In the blue chart area, that is the debt service that we had since 2015 to 2025. And as you can see, it is coming off down to pretty much zero. So now we're layering on the new debt. And so it's a perfect transition or segue to keep things flat and smooth out our financial or capital obligations. And so 4.7 million was the average annual debt service amount that we paid. We did have a spike, like a balloon payment for those of you that have mortgages and for balloon payments. But if we receive the certificate or approval for a certificate of obligation, the new debt will be 5.7 million over the next 20 years. And so it creates a beautiful opportunity for us to improve our facilities, and provide impeccable services to our residents, all at no property tax increase. So I just want to end with this. What is the overall intention or goals for this municipal complex or for this capital program that we're putting forth to the commissions today? It is to enhance our public safety. We'll have a new fire station, we'll have a new emergency operations center, new municipal court, and the ability for the Texas City Police Department to expand. We'll also be able to accommodate the rapid growth that we are experiencing right now. As you know, with new residents, it's going to require expanded services, and we need to grow. And we've actually outgrown our current facility as it stands today. And I can't express this enough, that this is no new tax property rate increase to our residents or property owners. So this concludes the presentation, and we'll, I guess, move into public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rushing. Commissioners, do you? Does any commissioner have any questions of Ms. Rushing about the presentation or any other thing relative to? Yes. Is there anyone here in the public who wishes to speak in opposition of this proposed certificates of obligation? Yes, sir. Those who are willing to speak in opposition of it, if you could line up against this wall right here, and we'll call you up to the podium one at a time. Please state your name and for the record at the podium, and we'll have up.
Hello, my name is Roland Dressler. I am a longtime resident here in Texas City. I'm a homeowner and a business owner in this city. I respectfully request a delay on the vote tonight. Please let the citizens decide. Put this to a public vote. This is a debt of $75 million plus that is unfair and unreasonable. It is an unnecessary burden to the city, the citizens. The current city government has deliberately deprived the taxpayers of the opportunity to vote on this matter. Citizens most affected have no voice in the decision. Oppressive taxes, bonds, and levies cause irreversible damage to the local economy. Why not let registered voters decide? I respectfully request a public vote. Please let the people decide. Put this to a public vote. I'm respectfully urging this mayor and commissioners to delay the vote. Put this $75 million debt on the ballot. Let the people decide. A public vote would not only restore trust, it would strengthen legitimacy of whatever decision is made regarding the $75 million obligation. God bless Texas City, and God bless freedom-loving Texans everywhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dressler.
Hello, my name is Brian Getchis, and I'm a resident here in Texas City, and I am definitely against this proposal, this $75 million bond. You know, I want everyone to understand, this is my opinion, and this is what's happening in the last year, year and a half. The city at one point changed the nepotism law, which allowed certain people in the city to be able to hire their children. The next thing is we have the administration has actually gone to some businesses and some people and asked them not to deal with a certain individual or a certain group. And they were business owners, and the businesses were cut off. They no longer do business with the city. If they do, it's a minimal amount. Next, we have, there was a meeting here, a public meeting, and the administration came out with the consent of the city attorney to not allow an individual to videotape a clearly open public meeting.
Mr. Gutchess, this is a public hearing for the certificates of obligation.
And I'm leading up to why I'm against it and what's going on.
Okay, we just wanted to let you know you're supposed to speak on that, and you do have,
I am.
you do have a
I'm
3-minute
saying
time limit.
what leading up to, and I hope I can reclaim that time. I'm leading up to why I'm against that. After that was silenced, we silenced the public from talking at a public hearing like this. There's no longer a public comment section. There is if you're to deal with one of the agenda items. Next, we had the $95 million debacle, which it took a court order to get it to be redone. From that, and I'm definitely against the $75 million. I think the people need to be able to vote on it. And the next part, which should be alarming to everybody on this council, is the proposal to have 4 commissioners get something on the agenda item is utterly ridiculous. That doesn't happen anywhere in the state that I've researched. It may have, somebody could please correct me. That's disturbing. It is absolutely repulsive, and we all should look at these take away as your rights as citizens and my right as a citizen also. Some of the things I've heard, I do not believe that we should include in this debt a roof for the library. The library does need updates. Everyone will vote on that. But where was the maintenance that was being done on that? Why did this come up in a bond? Why are we paying for it over 20 years? That should be something that's included in the budget at the time they go over the budget every year. Tearing down this building, I've heard it described as very poor condition and it needs to be torn down. I look at it as a historical building. There is a great use here. It's still being used now. It could be renovated. But let's let the public vote. Let's let us hear exactly what you're doing. But the most important part I'm against this is this administration is taking away your rights. As a taxpayer, we got to stand up. We got to fight for what's right, not some things that are wrong.
Mr. Gutchess, I gave you 30 extra seconds. Your time is up.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, Mayor.
Is there,
I'd like to make a point of information, please.
sure.
Mr. Getchis, I just want to point something out to you. Your court order that you mentioned did not have anything to do with the 95 to 75 million. That was about public comments. That was the 95 to 75 was the city doing its due diligence and realizing that we did not need the 95 million to for this project to go through with. So I just wanted to point that out. Your court order did not have anything to do with going from 95 to 75. It did not. That was already in process, sir.
The reduction from 95 to 75 million, the 75 million was after a cost assessment that the city went through with an engineering firm. The 95 million was a number that was provided to us by our financial advisors as to what the maximum could be that we could seek in this bond without having to raise the property tax. So A was not connected to B. Just wanted to bring that to your attention. You're right, we did have to redo an agenda because of an erroneously placed public comment section. And so, but that didn't have anything to do with the reduction in cost. So we just wanted everybody here and everybody who's tuned in online to understand that. But thank you for your comment. Is there anybody else here who wishes to speak in? You've had your. Is there anybody else who wishes to speak in opposition of the certificates of obligation? Yes, sir. Come on out. And again, if there's anybody else who wishes to speak in opposition, if you could line up against the wall so we'll know who we have next.
Okay, I'm Robert Clem. I'm not going to take up too much of your time.
So,
Okay, we're talking between $73.6 and $75 million for a certificate of obligation. But yet, 20 years out, it's $115 million. Is this city really financially able to take care of that debt? Because you're piling more debt on more debt, which in turns into a debt loop, which you may not be able to get out because you have to keep building houses or getting more ad valorem taxes. So the thing is that, yes, we do need for the library to be taken care of. Again, that could have come out of general budget. That's not that much money. That was 1 point something million. That got let go. The other stuff, that should go to a vote. How this certificate obligation is working, it is a credit card. Because then the next time, and the next time, and the next time, again, you will be in a debt loop that you will not be able to get out of. Again, the climate these days, we're starting to see bubbles. You start to see a bubble in Galveston. Vacation homes are starting to go 6 months to a year out. They're not being sold. We continue to see this in the United States. You add this debt, it's not going to be pretty. We're going to put this debt on our kids. You really want to do that? Whereas, why don't we just take some time, back off? As we saw with the Galveston County bond issue that came up, 1 passed out of 3, but the citizens voted for that, not a group of people, and it has nothing against y'all, but we're allowing a group to make a decision that the citizens should make. So with that, God bless us, but the more debt we pile on, it's just going to get uglier and uglier because you have to keep building buildings. You got to hope you get more businesses in. If not, it's going to fall on us. So with that, I'll leave you and I appreciate your time.
thank you, sir. At this point, we will hear from any citizen who wishes to speak in favor of the certificates of obligation. If you will line up against the wall and state your name as you speak.
Hello, my name is Vanessa. I'm a 4th generation Texas Cityan. First, I want to say thank you to each of you guys sitting here for the sacrifices that you make and your family. Even if I disagree with you politically, thank you.
Thank you.
I keep hearing people say, let the people vote. Well, we do have a vote, and it's represented right here. We have an election every 2 years for this entire court. There are 4 people on this court that represent me. My commissioner, 2 at-large commissioners, and my mayor. That's a vote. When the court cast a vote, they're voting on behalf of us, even the ones that didn't vote. I have the ability to reach out and ask questions and express my views. And if 3 out of the 4 of you agree on something, then that's good enough for me. That's why we elect you, to make informed decisions on our behalf. All this stuff up here that y'all read, most of it went over my head, which I bet it did that for most of you in here too. I know this political climate is tough. People are angry. Disruptors are out there spreading half-truths, starting up division, and weaponizing distrust when they really probably should look in their own closet. Some would rather burn it all down than consider that a good idea might come from someone they personally dislike. For perspective, did you know that Mayor Doyle issued 5 certificates of obligation? I don't remember this outrage. That doesn't even count what Daddy Doyle did. There is no reason to delay. So this court, be bold, be proud, and do what we elected you to do. Make decisions on our behalf because we elect you to do that. Every 2 years, we re-elect you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Don't forget to state your name for the record, please.
Yes. Hello, my name is Casey Thorpes. I am new to Texas City and Texas, and I love being here. First, so you know, I love being here. I want to thank the mayor and the speakers for sharing the certificate of obligation to my community, because without them coming out not once, not twice, but this would be the third time I'm hearing about this situation, or I should say opportunity. That's how I look at it. I believe that they are being more than transparent. I think that everyone here has heard this probably at least 3 times like me. If you haven't gone online, it's there as well. You can ask questions. I don't think there's been any reason why people should feel like they're not being told the truth, because we've all been told several times what the plan is. I can almost recite the plan because I've seen it so many times. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of Lago Mar, all the community that I'm new to, and all of Texas City. I believe that it will benefit our whole community. I think that the new buildings are probably needed. When she showed us, when we saw the graphs before, how old the buildings were, I don't know if you guys understand, but when the buildings get that old, especially in this weather, in this tropical humidity, they have wear and tear on the inside. People, they get mold. People, they get things that need to be torn down. That's why they're saying tear it down. I understand that this is a building that people have grown up with, but things get old and we need to renew. So on that note, I think that it's definitely worth the value. We appreciate and welcome new development to help beautify our city. And of course, we understand that this is, again, the certificate of obligation will be at no cost as far as raising our taxes. That's the part that you guys gotta remember. It will not raise our taxes. So that's what I focused on, and I hope it goes through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening to everyone.
Hello.
My name is Carla McCray Gibson. I've been in Texas City since 1963. So I went to elementary school through high school and on. My husband works for the city. I have a son works for the city. And also, again, we talked about, well, I'm just going to say it like this. In the Baptist church, y'all don't know when to shout. Y'all miss y'all shout when they told y'all no taxes increase. No tax increase. Yeah, catch it when they get home. There you go. But anyway, some of you talked about earlier, I'm like this young lady, I heard it 3 times. I came out to the meeting. I saw the grass. Some of you talk about the beautification, like use that for excuse. In front of you, you got a beautiful building. On the side of you, you got a beauty. Behind yourself. So what if it was about the beauty? But it's not. I was here at the meeting when each department presented themselves as to why. And that was very important. And a lot of you all missed that. It's not just for here, City Hall. It's for also the citizens and the city employees. So it is a reason for this building. You should take it personal. It shouldn't be by personal reason. It should be for the reason of the city employees, and what all they have to dwell in every day when they're working. And we say this is a historical building. A lot of y'all old homes were historical, but a lot of y'all out there, Lago Mar and everywhere else. I say, but I'm just letting y'all know. On a serious point, though, I'm so serious. Because I came from the project, but I'm in, what's the name of it? North Side, North Village over there. So that's an upgrade for me, too. So I'm just saying, you guys need to really, really vote on what you know is right for your citizens and for your employees of the city of Texas.
Thank you so much. Commissioner,
Are you married?
good evening.
Commission? My name is Harold Fettig. I have more than 30 years of service to the city of Texas City as Commissioner at Large, Planning Commissioner, Economic Development Corporation from its inception, building a campaign in support of half-cent economic development, half-cent property tax reduction and sales tax, and 33 years on the Civil Service Commission. I'm here to speak on my experience with the use of possibly the first issuance of certificates of obligation in Texas City. I am one of the founding members of Mainland Children's Partnership, a public-private nonprofit corporation that created the Community Family Center at 21st and Texas Avenue, which at that time was a vacant, dilapidated building. The board included superintendents from both Texas City and Lamarck ISDs, the president of College of the Mainland, the chief executive of the Galveston County Health District, plant managers from then Amoco, Union Carbide, and Sterling Corporations. In order to make this project viable, Mainland Children's Partnership secured leases with College of the Mainland, Galveston County Health District, UTMB, and the state of Texas Health and Human Services, and was also awarded a $1 million grant from the Amoco Foundation. Lease revenue and grant revenue represented about 2/3 of the needed funds to complete the project. We sought advice from then City Secretary Tom Peterson on financing options. At that time, the city was also preparing for large bond issuance to address critical infrastructure needs in the city. We did not want this project to interfere with the city's need for infrastructure improvements. Mr. Peterson then put us in touch with the company that was handling the city's bond issue, who agreed to help us create a financing option that could be successful. They suggested certificates of obligation that would guarantee that no taxpayer dollars could be used to finance the debt, which would be secured only by the lease revenue and the $1 million Amoco grant. Without the use of the certificates of obligation, the Community Family Center, which has so many years providing services to so many people, would not exist. Texas City needs a new city hall, new fire stations, other infrastructure to keep up with the city's growth. I commend you all for the public hearings and the efforts you've made to educate the public, and I am in favor of the issuance of these COs. Thank you so much.
Is there anyone else to speak in favor of? Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, and fellow members of Texas City. My name is Matthew Wyatt. I was born and raised here in Texas City, and I graduated from Texas City High School in 2001. I came back and I joined the Texas City Fire Department in 2007, and I'm proud to currently serve as the Assistant Fire Chief. I also serve in the United States Coast Guard Reserve. My entire adult life has been dedicated to public service, protecting people, property, and the community that I call home. Over the years, I've witnessed firsthand how much Texas City has grown, and that growth has not slowed down. With new neighborhoods, expanding industries, and more families moving to our city, we face increasing demands on our resources and coverage areas. To maintain the level of service our citizens expect and deserve, we must plan for the future. Now is the time to act, not to respond in crisis, but to anticipate our needs ahead of time. That's why I'm here tonight to strongly urge you to support the construction of a new fire station. We must proactively address this growth. We cannot afford to play catch up. There have been real incidents where our response has stretched to 20 minutes. This is simply unacceptable. For every second matters in an emergency, and our citizens deserve better. This is not just about buildings or equipment. It's about people. It's about a mother waiting for help during a medical emergency, a child trapped in a house fire, or the elderly couple depending on us when seconds feel like hours. We have the opportunity to act now, to plan responsibly, to invest wisely, and to ensure the people of Texas City can always count on us when they need us most. Thank you for your time and for your continued support for public safety.
Thank you very much. We've heard the presentation in the public hearing. We've heard people speaking in opposition of these certificates of obligation and those who have spoken in favor of the certificates of obligation. Commissioners, what's your pleasure?
Motion to close public comments.
Second.
Motion has been made to close the public hearing, second by Commissioner Bowie, seconded by Commissioner Knoxon. All in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, public hearing is now closed. At this time, we are up to our public comments, where we've had a couple of people who have requested to address the commission. Some of those people who have requested to address the commission have already done so during the public hearing, but I'll call your names out anyway in case you have something additional to add and would like to request to address the commission. Mr. Roland Dressler? Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I speak from here, or do you want me to stand up there?
We need you on the microphone so it can be heard by our people who are viewing online. Again, you have up to 3 minutes to.
My name's Roland Dressler. I live here in Texas City. They're telling you you're not going to have an increase in taxes. You are going to pay for this. This is a mistake. Worse than that, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren will be saddled with this debt. These are dire times. You cannot borrow your way to prosperity. If we take on this debt, it will chase business away from here. Yes, we need more firefighters. We need more fire stations and modern firefighting equipment. There are other ways besides this. We also need more police. And we need more auxiliary firemen and auxiliary policemen in reserve for when things happen. Remember this, you have relatives who ran up their credit cards. You know what happened to them. If we have the city run up this credit line, how are your great-grandchildren going to remember you when we have to file bankruptcy as a city and as citizens? This will directly affect your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. This will chase new business away from Texas City. I've lived here long enough to see how things go. You borrow this money, forget it. You're pulling the plug on your city. I've seen this before in other cities. I grew up in the state of Ohio. I saw what happened in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Indiana. You don't want that to happen here. There's a lot of smart people here. There's a lot of people good at making money and doing business. We have all this industry here. Don't chase them away. And for those of you who don't have grandchildren and will never have great-grandchildren, think of the other children in your community and how this is going to affect their education, their opportunity for decades to come. This is a real threat to the survival of your city. You may not realize it now, but things are not going to get any better for any of you if we take on this $75 million plus in debt. Believe what you want, but when you start to hurt and you see it affecting the ones you love, and you can't do business, and business will not come here, then you're going to know the hard way. What more can I say? You all have a freedom of choice, but this is something that should be voted on. This is so serious. This will affect each and every one of you. Never forget that.
Thank you, Mr. Dressler.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me the time to speak additional time.
Yes, sir. I do want to let everybody know that the public hearing is closed, so we don't have an open floor to speak. Mr. Dressler is speaking because he filled out a form to speak during the public comment section. If you filled out a form, then you can speak. So Ms. McAfee and anybody else who wants to speak now, those forms have to be submitted before 5:00 p.m. So we aren't able to take forms during the meeting. Next to speak to request to address the commission is Mr. Jose Boyce.
one sheet of paper each. I have my phone.
That's not for me.
Thank you, Mayor Dedrick and Commissioners. My name is Jose Boix. I have been a Texas City resident for 60 years. Once again, I'm reaching out to you, our elected commission, regarding the controversial issuance of certificate of obligation for $75 million for capital projects, and the project is currently now titled Building for Our Future Project. Please just step aside the specific project details and focus on the approach or the process that it was taken to developing it. That should be the most concerning issue for all of us. 133 days ago, the process started January 8th with a surprising proposal to consider and take action on a resolution 2025-004 for $95 million, authorizing the issuance of the City of Texas City Certificate of Obligation. And that was voted in this room to continue on with $95 million. The process included an unprecedented and capricious and intentional step to limit public comments by moving them after the vote for the resolution was taken. This intentional approach was illegal and resulted in court injunction. This flawed process continued to erratically evolve, thus serving to lengthen the time to fester in our community. It created discord and eroded trust and confidence in our local commission. I hope and pray that by now, May 21st, you have sensed the monumental detrimental effect that process has had on all of us. It's the process, not the details. As such, I have taken time to summarize the factual timeline of the developed process and provided you with a copy for you all to see and read. While somewhat long, I hope that will help understand the reason for not only my shared feelings, but that of many of our community. With all that being said and shared, I hope and pray that rational thinking, clear minds, and listening community clamor will prevail. And when voting, let your conscience be your guide. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Also requesting to address the commission, we've heard from Mr. Brian Gutchess. Would you like to add further comments?
Thank you. And I guess what I didn't include in my first one was there are several items that we could all agree on that the city needs. I don't even think that's in question. The question is the process of just our city administration proposing what's best for us. If there had been a public hearing to say, what do you want? Not here's what we're going to give you and what you have to, we're going to vote on. We would like to say so. Do we need a new library roof? Do we need a new fire station? And what we forgot to say was Margaritaville would have built a new fire station. So that would have saved us $8 or $9 million or 14, whatever, I don't know. But I think we would like to say so in what is being built and how it's being built, and let us as citizens vote on that. But there are several things we agree that we could pass on a regular bond. The College of the Mainland had several failings. They brought it back with a good proposal, with a good plan that we all bought into, and we voted it in. The county, to correct my friend, they passed 2 of the 3. So we do read what's happening. We do agree with our government. We just want to have a vote on it. That's my concern, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I do want to have a point of order, point of correction. There's no developer that we have had any potential relationships with who has, who was in line to bring us a fire station. So what you just heard was inaccurate. I just wanted to let you know that.
That's inaccurate from this administration.
Is there anybody else who, we do have one more to request to address the commission. I'm sorry. We have Mr. Matthew Wyatt who filled out the form. You can add further comments or you can decline. It's up to you. Sir? Thank you very much, sir. So we have no more people who have requested to address the commission. That concludes our public comments. We are now up to the consent agenda. Consent agenda items 8A through H. Commissioners, you have those before you for consideration. If you would like any of them pulled for further discussion, you can do so at this time.
I make a motion to approve items A through H on the consent agenda.
I second it.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Knoxon to approve items 8A through H and seconded by Commissioner Clark. All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Up to regular item 9A, to consider and take action on ordinance number 2025-11, the issuance of the Texas Certificates of Obligation, Series 2025, not to exceed $75 million. You've already heard from our finance department in our public hearing. Commissioners, is there anyone who has any additional questions relative to this item?
I don't have any questions, Mayor, but I'd like to make a motion to approve item A on the regular item.
Second.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Knoxon to approve item 9A, ordinance number 2025-11, seconded by Commissioner Bowie. Any further discussion?
Yes, Mayor. First of all, I want to thank everyone for showing up. I've never seen so much concern over a city issue than I have for this one. 3 public hearings are packed, a lot of comments, a lot of concern. But I also heard a lot of common comments on both sides. The people in opposition and the people in favor are kind of saying the same thing. We need these facilities. And I don't have a problem with that. I agree wholeheartedly. But to take the vote away from the people is a concern. $70 million is a lot of money. I know that y'all voted on us to represent you, and we do represent you on day-to-day business. $70 million is unusual. It's not a day-to-day amount of money. So to have the people have a voice in this is not a bad thing. It's your money. It belongs to you. It doesn't belong to 7 councilmen or 7 commission members that are sitting up here. It's your money. You decide. I really don't think that it's out of reasonable for me to, it's not unreasonable for me to say that the constituents in your district for the commissioners have made a lot of noise, and they know how they want you to vote. And so how you vote should be based on what your district wants. If your district feels that this is a good thing, then vote for it. If they feel that it should be up to the people to vote on it, then let the people vote on it. Mayor, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments? I would like to add that I have heard my counterparts here discussing this over the past few months, and it's definitely an issue that is of interest to the citizens of Texas City. As Commissioner Garza stated, this amount of money is a lot of money. $75 million is something that is probably more than we should be voting on. But I want to point out correction. Each year, those commissioners sitting in front of you right now vote to approve the annual budget. And that budget is $80 million. So if you don't have a problem in electing us to approve your annual budget of $80 million, then this $75 million is not excessive. And so with that, I would like to say that many people believe that the residents should have a say in this, and I do too. I also want to remind you that all 7 people sitting before you are residents of the city. We pay taxes as well, and we were a part of the elected body. And so for those of you who are afraid that this may be something indebted to your children and your grandchildren, every generation is paying for something that the previous generation has done, right? We are all eating apples off of trees we didn't shake, right? But we do that because that's a part of life. And so with that, I'm confident that the elected body that you have before you will make the decision, not only to the people who we are voted on by our respective districts. And even though we may have 4 district commissioners up here, I was one of them for 16 years. You are voted into office by the people of your district, but you are absolutely representing every citizen in this municipality in the decisions that you make. And that's all I have to say. If there are any further comments, motion has been made by Commissioner Knoxon, seconded by Commissioner Bowie. We're going to do something different here just for the record because I don't want to mistake any of these votes. All in favor, please raise your hand if you are in favor of these certificates of obligation. All opposed, please raise your hand. Looks like the certificates of obligation have passed 4-3. Thank you very much. At this point, we're at the commissioner's comments. We will begin with Commissioner Knoxon in District 1.
Kind of a long meeting, so I'll keep my comments, but good to see everyone out. Good to see everybody want to get involved in what we have going on. I can appreciate everybody having their own opinions, and just thank you for your time and your support.
Commissioner Love?
Yes, sir. So Barbara White wanted me to pass a message to everyone. School in Texas City and Lamarck, so Texas City ISD will be letting out for the summer this Friday by noon. So I think she gave another message to Commissioner Sharp. Hey, just real quick, I know we all voted different here. I support all the operations that we have in the city. That's because I voted a different way. I just don't agree with how I don't agree with the certificates of obligation. Sorry, I had a long day, so I don't agree with how we're going to do it. So, but again, I voted the way I felt, but I was not victorious today. So.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Bowie?
Well, since Barbara White did trust me to pass the message forward,
Hey, you can.
I have no comment. I have no comment. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Garza?
No comment, Mayor, thank you.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yeah, Barbara White also asked me to please remind everyone to drop off new inexpensive tennis shoes, socks, toothbrushes, and toothpaste through the month of June for students who will be attending Texas City and Lamarck schools and Texas City ISD next school year.
All right. Thank you very much, Commissioner Sharp. Thank you, Ms. White, for those announcements. In our lobby, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to put those items in that box. We thank you for your service.
I also want to say, I know we didn't all vote the same, but that's what democracy is. And whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Everything's going to work out and everything's going to be fine. Okay? That being said,
and this is not from Barbara. I'd like to address a few things, but I'd like to start out by saying that I feel very privileged and honored to be sitting where I sit. And I thank the citizens of Texas City, and most especially those that are in my district. But before I was sitting here, I was on the park board for 24 years, and I was chairman of that park board for 22 years. I saw many great things happen during that time. New parks that we added, amenities to our parks, programs, special events, everything we had for our citizens. And most of that, the parks put us on the map for the number of parks we have per capita, along with the wonderful things we did for our city. But when a spot on this commission became open, because the commissioner was not running again, I was approached to run, and I thought long and hard about it. The decision was hard, but all I wanted to do was to make Texas City better. No other reason. I didn't want to make a name for myself. I didn't want to be in the newspaper. I didn't care about any of that. I saw how things worked. Everything we did during my time on the park board, I saw how new things, policies would have to go to the commission for approval. So I thought this was my time to take the next step, to do all I could to make my hometown the best it could be. So voting for this certificate of obligation was not an easy decision by any means. I've heard from many of my friends, a lot in my district, whom I respect tremendously, and who are considered my friends, have contacted me about this. Some for it, some against it. But in my heart, I feel like it's the right thing to do and the right time to do it. What we're doing is for our citizens. It's for the people that work tirelessly day in and day out to make Texas City someplace that we're proud of. Why would we not want what's best for Texas City? The people that work here are working for all of us. They deserve to be in a workplace that makes them want to come to work and do the best for our city. I'll make no apologies for the way I voted. I felt this was the right thing to do for my hometown that I have lived here for 70 years. And again, I'm very proud to be working with all of y'all. So thank you.
Thank you so much. At this time, we will ask our staff here, one blanket request. If there's any of you who have any departmental announcements or upcoming events you'd like to share, please do so at the microphone at this time.
This comment is from Barbara. She gave me a whole piece of paper and had something for me to say. Just wanted to share with everyone, we had 3 firefighters that were recognized by the 100 Club of Houston Firefighters of the Year. We are going to recognize them at a meeting. They just weren't able to be here today, and it just happened last night. So, but Barbara would not leave me alone, so I had to make the comment.
Congratulations.
I think I need to keep with the theme. We also have one of Barbara's donation boxes in the library's lobby. So donations can be made there as well. I just had a couple of announcements. We are once again serving as a distribution point in the library for the Food Bank's Kids Packs summer program. It's a supplemental nutrition program for children ages 2 to 18. And applications are in the library, and the food packs are picked up once a week in the library throughout the whole summer. So anybody that knows someone who has a need, come to the library, fill out an application, and we can get that process started for you. And also, someone mentioned that school ends on Friday, which means that the summer reading program is starting next week. So we have our big kickoff on Saturday, the 31st. I guess the week after. I'm getting my weekends mixed up here. 31st, we will have activities and snacks, events from 11 to 1 at the library on the 31st. And then June 2nd, summer reading program starts. Everyone that tracks their reading, either on our online app or on paper, is eligible for prizes. And we will also have 5 or 6 programs for children of all ages from June 2nd until August 1st. So we hope that everyone comes and joins us.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I want to announce that our Nestler Family Aquatic Center will be opening for the season this weekend. So be sure to come out and splash around and enjoy that amazing facility. Thank you.
Thank you. I thought you were going to talk longer. Now I have this big piece of candy in my mouth. Is there anybody else who needs to make an announcement? Oh, yeah, thank you very much. This Thursday night at 6 o'clock at Carver Park, the next in the series of the Mayor's Health Initiative, Movement is Medicine. Come on out and do some yoga and aerobics and jump rope. And if you don't want to do that, just walk around the gym and dance to some music. But we're going to have a fitness day this Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Carver Park. Right?
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow night. Yeah. I just got here real fast. All right. If there's nothing else.
Motion to
Motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Move to like June 28th, because I didn't know my work schedule in training. It was gonna be like to try to do it on graduation, but I thought about it. I said I could still plan it because they would let me take off the days.